Miss Chloe Zhao, and she is developing, along with another gentleman by the name of Nicolas Gonda. They are creating their own live adaptation anime studio for films. I think this is huge for the industry, especially for anime. I know, David, you're talking about, I want to say last week or the week before, that anime has hit the mainstream, and it seems like it's going to stay in the mainstream for the foreseeable future because a lot of people love it, especially when I was at the theaters when Demon Slayer dropped and it was absolutely packed. It seems like this is a move that is so smart right now that is going to pay huge dividends in years to come. This studio, Kodansha, is home to a lot of beloved manga. So, you know, David, you love Attack on Titan. That is going to be a huge one if they adapt that, which they probably will. And also Akira, which I think I saw Akira, I want to say, felt like a decade ago or more. And I didn't really understand it. I definitely need to give that a rewatch because I feel like there's a lot of great themes in there. And in terms of visuals, too, even for its time, it looks like it brought a lot of wild and bombastic visuals that look kind of disturbing in ways, but also really interesting. So I definitely want to revisit that at some point. But in terms of something like this for the industry, I think it's huge. And for the film industry and movie theaters, they're just not healthy right now. It has been healthy for a while. And a move like this could be absolutely huge. And in terms of making films, let's say for Attack on Titan, if there's a film, in terms of theater attendance, I can't imagine how it would be. I feel like it would be like Endgame level. I don't know. At least I hope. But David, since you've heard this news, any thoughts? I know you are the anime guy. What you got?
I want to be clear. I am the anime guy of us. There are people who are way more anime than me. Um, I just really like Attack on Titan. And this is really cool. So, are they going to be making live action anime adaptations or are they going to
Live
be making.
action. This
Huh.
is all
Okay.
live action adaptation.
Okay. Super cool idea. It could work. Now, anime live action adaptations have not done well. They haven't. I think they can, though. I think there's potential. And it's about really sticking to what makes the anime good. For Attack on Titan, in order, because that has been adapted into live action, there were two live action Japanese movies. They came out like before season 2 of Attack on Titan came out, I'm pretty sure. Both of them. And there was like so much was lost in terms of story. I mean, it was its own thing. I think Attack on Titan has phenomenal music, phenomenal visuals, but the plot is so beyond like comprehension of amazingness that I would say that has to be respected in order for an Attack on Titan live action adaptation to work. I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah, I know because you want to make a live
I
action.
want to be the guy that makes it.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just gonna say that right now. I want to be the guy that makes it. That's probably not going to happen, and
you
that's
never know.
okay. You never know. You never know. In order to respect the plot, I would need at least 8 or 9 movies that are at least 2 hours long
That's a lot of
to
movies.
fill that time, which is like a lot, right? Like that's like
It's a lot. Yeah.
crazy. But it has been done before in a sense. Harry Potter was 8 movies. I mean, but they actually consolidated a lot more information down into 8 movies,
Right.
as opposed to I would essentially be taking the runtime of the anime and just like making it into movies. Can be done. I think you could add different things to it. This is really exciting. You talked about Akira.
Mhm.
The motorcycle shot. The motorcycle shot.
Yeah.
That's where that's from. It's from Akira. This one, like the motorcycle is drifting away from the camera on its side. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. From what I
It's in
remember, I'm
like
pretty
every
sure.
movie that has like a motorcycle now.
Right.
It's from Akira. Akira is groundbreaking. I think it has been adapted into live action, has it not?
I mean, possibly, but in terms of like reaching a bigger audience, I know it hasn't. It definitely wasn't anything huge in terms of
Hmm.
reaching a lot of people.
I love this because there's a lot like Demon Slayer has proven it. Anime is mainstream. With anime being mainstream, the next logical thing to do would be to, if you want to reach a bigger audience with that, is to make a live action adaptation. I think live action it's different mediums. Anime is very very emotive, almost over emotive in a sense. We talked we talked about My Hero Academia with the All Might scene.
Hmm.
It's very emotive scene, and it can be difficult to pull off in live action because it almost doesn't feel real. It feels almost over the top and too and like cheesy or corny in like real with real people. So that's kind of the challenge. And the fact that they're
Yeah.
making this to me says that they're going to face that challenge. They know the challenges that have happened in the past, and they're trying to replicate what has worked. I think like a Demon Slayer movie actually would like live action would work really well because the story is very formulaic. So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We shall see. Yeah, I will say this is coming from an Oscar-winning director, with Chloe Zhao. She she definitely specializes in the more well in terms of what she's been most comfortable with, the smaller intimate stories. Like recently, she just her new film Hamnet is coming out at the end of this month, which is a more intimate story about William Shakespeare and his wife. And I feel like filmmakers who dive into stories like that, who know the intimacy, those creators really just know how certain characters should act and how certain characters carry a film. And I don't know, I feel like with intimacy and knowing how characters should be with one another, I guess for me that just it just makes sense that'll translate well to knowing other characters. Like she could take some characters from Attack on Titan or Akira and just dissect each character on their own and really try and understand. I guess what I'm trying to say is like intimacy within a few actors in a scene or within a story that's kind of small. Once you kind of can achieve great success with that, which she has done in the past with Nomadland, with which won her Best Picture. I think she could take what she's learned from that and take it into films like these, even though it's a completely different medium that she's taking it from. She can apply what she did on those films to films like Akira or Attack on Titan and just really focus on character, just bring them to life in an interesting way and in a way that hopefully anime fans and the normal populous fans can come together and just hopefully like. I think I think David, you brought up an excellent point with a lot of anime live action adaptations. They haven't been great. They haven't been received well. I know a lot of people didn't like Death Note. There were a few others I can't recall, but for the most part, it's
Ghost
not
in the
a
Shell.
Ghost in the Shell. I want to say I thought people were kind of like so on that, but especially for people who didn't know the anime or manga, they probably liked it more than people who knew of the anime or manga. Definitely hasn't been a great reputation for the live action anime adaptations, but I mean, if we kind of look for what the video game adaptations have done, for a while they've been terrible. And recently we've had the success of Last of Us, the the success of Fallout, and soon we're getting God of War with the showrunner Ronald D. Moore, who is super accomplished in his own right. He's created some of the best television, and for a filmmaker like that to get behind, in my opinion, one of the best video game franchises, God of War, it's going to be insane. And that show is going to have a lot of weight. So we're seeing a big shift for the video game adaptations, and they're coming, they're swinging hard, and they're hitting home runs after home run. And hopefully that happens with this new studio by Chloe Zhao. If this is a success, we could have some awesome theater experiences, lots of hype going on in theater viewings, almost endgame level. That'd be sweet to witness. So here's hoping.
Yeah. My final thoughts. I will say that if, with what you described about how she's able to kind of dissect characters on an intimate level within smaller scenes,
Mhm.
that gets me really excited because a story like Attack on Titan has very deep and well thought out character arcs that are very long, that span the entire series. When you said that, it made me think, wow, if she was in charge of something like this she could do it justice. I will say that if we do get a respected to the anime Attack on Titan series of movies adaptations, we will have, it will be like, in my opinion, it will be like an Endgame
Right.
theater type experience. You have to think about it from this perspective. You have probably 100 million people in the world who have seen Attack on Titan. 100 million. Attack on Titan was review bombed on IMDb. It is still the highest rated show that has more than, like, I think 15 or 16 episodes, despite it being review bombed. The numbers are insane. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when you're describing Endgame level and, it kinda reminded me, like, well, like, what got me into film was the MCU and the magic that that brought to the screen. I will never forget the first time seeing an Iron Man 2, Tony suiting up with the suitcase armor, the Mark V, and I think what can happen again with anime, with something like Attack on Titan, like, let's say if they plan on making 5 films. Let's say the first film is that Iron Man moment for some other kid growing up, if he's, like, 12 or 13, and it's that magical moment that can bring him to love film, to love the visuals, to love everything about it. Who's to say that can't do the same? Thinking about that got me really excited because that could happen to me again. Like an Endgame scenario or a MCU scenario can happen again with this studio making anime films, these live action adaptations. It sounds like it could be a very special thing. I feel like we're hyping it up, or at least I'm hyping it up a little too much. But just hope for the best. That's all we can.